Hello, everyone. We are going to do a quick workflow demo. So once you get logged into your tablet, you'll come to your dashboard screen. You're going to make your way over to the Trips tab on the left side of the tablet. Once you get to your Trips tab, you see your trips that have been sent to you. If you have more than one trip, make sure you are starting the correct trip. If you don't know, if you want to make sure which one is the correct trip, you give dispatch a call and they can give you the trip number. This will also be known as a TMW number. So if you hear the words TMW number, it's going to be referring to this 8-digit trip number. Once you get your correct trip number, you're going to select that trip. And you'll see all the stops that are included in this trip. At the very bottom, you're going to go ahead and hit Start Trip. Once you hit Start Trip, that's going to move you back out to your trip screen. And now you'll see at the top of your tablet, you have an active trip, and that's that TMW number again. You're going to go ahead and click back into your trip. And you're going to need to finish the first stop, which is here at this TriMac Transportation Yard. This stop does need to be completed before you get to your pickup stop for it to automatically arrive you at that location. If this is not the correct location that you are starting at, give dispatch a call and they can update it on their end so that it is starting at the correct location. It says none here because that just means there is no pickup or delivery. It is just a stop. So this could be your starting point. This could be a route point. This could be if you're going to a tank wash. It'll say none here, but it is a stop that does need to be completed before you can move on in your workflow. Again, even if this is not the correct location, you still can come in here and complete this stop before you get to your pickup location. So you'll come in here, click on Arrive and Save. If the stop is in the correct location, this arrival bubble should fill out for you once you hit Start Trip. But if it doesn't, you can come in here, click on Arrive and Save, and it will arrive you. Next, you'll need to do your hook trailer. This will fill out for you automatically. Just confirm that is the correct trailer number and then save. Next, you'll have your DVIR. Click your DVIR. You must fill out at least one inspection on this screen or it will not let you continue on. So if you just hit finish, it'll take you back to the previous screen and you'll see the DVIR bubble is not completed. So even if you already did your inspections before you started your workflow, you'll still need to come in here, click DVIR, click on one piece of equipment, click inspect at the bottom, and then just sign off on it. If you did not already do your inspections, this has been included in the workflow to make it easier so you're not jumping back and forth in different screens. You could do your inspections directly in the workflow. This will depend on how dispatch is sending you your trips. Since this has a hook event, it's hooking a trailer. At the beginning of your day, it's going to prompt you for a hook trailer and a DVIR. This first trip or this first stop may just sometimes say begin trip on it if they don't have a hook event. So this screen can change, but again, it does need to be completed before you get to your pickup location or any other location. The previous stops do need to be completed. So again, once you leave here, it should automatically depart you. But again, if this is not the correct location you're starting at, you will need to click in Depart and then Save. It'll take you back to your stop screen. So now you can see here the bubble is completed for this first stop at the TriMac Transportation Yard. You're going to then make your way down to your pickup location. This trip is picking up at J.M. Hubert in Marble Falls, Texas. Once you get to your pickup location, again, as long as that first stop is fully completed, once you get to your pickup location and the GPS coordinates are correct in our system, this arrival bubble should automatically be filled out and arrived for you. If it is not, you'll click in there and just hit save. And now it shows you have arrived. First screen you're going to come to is the loading information screen. Once you get in here, there are 3 fields that are mandatory on the screen. It's going to be your customer bill lading number, scanning your paperwork, and then your net quantity at the bottom. If you do not get a signature before you get loaded, leave that field blank. You do not have to get a signature if that's not something you already do. So we're going to come in here and fill out the bill lading number, take a picture of our paperwork. Again, for this camera, you're going to want to hold your tablet landscape, how it sits in your dock, hold it landscape, and then also put your paperwork sideways as well. If you put your paperwork landscape along with your tablet with the top of the sheet to the right side of the screen, it will put your paperwork up and down like it should be. If you click on these, you can come in here and rotate them to left or right, or you can just make sure that that is a clear picture. As you can see, this one didn't fully get the full page, so you could click the trash can here to get that out of there. And then you could click on the plus sign to take more pictures if needed. If you only need one clear picture, you have one clear picture right there, and then you can save. Working your way down the screen, you got your temperature field if you need a temperature. If not, you can leave that blank, but you do need to enter a net quantity. This one, we're going to go ahead and put 50,000 pounds. Unit of measure is in pounds. If you need to switch that to tons, you can click on that box and scroll up and down. You can change it to tons. We're going to leave this one in pounds for this trip. Double check your information. Once you save, you cannot go back and edit it. If you realize you've entered an incorrect number after you save, just give dispatch a call and have them updated on their end. Once you double check everything, go ahead and save. Next, we're going to have your loading time. This is for whenever your detention time would start at the customer. So if you have an 8 a.m. loading time and you get there at 7:15, the system will show you arrived at 7:15, but since you have a set designated time, you would go ahead and put 8 a.m. start time here. Even if you're there for only 10 minutes, please put your total time that you are there, 10, 15 minutes, because these are the times that get sent to the customer for the times that you were at location. So if you were there for 4 hours, you would want to make sure you put a 4-hour time window there to get paid for any detention time. Even if, like I said, even if you're only there for 15 minutes, please put the time because this is what gets sent to the customer. And then you will put the total time. If you are there for an extended period of time that you need to be paid for, please put a short and quick reason for why you're there. Silo was down, long line to get loaded, whatever that reason is, please put that in the reason field. And again, if you're lucky enough to get a signature there from somebody at the yard to sign off on that detention time, they can type in their name there, or you can leave this blank. This is not a required field. Once you got your time in there, go ahead and save. Next 2 screens, loading accessorials and loading references. These are not required. These will be leaving the workflow soon. Please just open these screens and save. Again, assuming GPS coordinates are all configured correctly, you can just get in your truck, head on out to your next stop. This depart bubble should depart you automatically. You should not have to do that. I will do it just because I'm not connected to a truck right now. All right, working your way now to your delivery location. Click in there. We're going to go ahead and arrive. Again, if those GPS coordinates are correct, you shouldn't have to do that arrival bubble, but you can do it manually if you need to. First screen is unloading authorization. This screen, nothing is required on the screen. If it's something that you have to fill out, go ahead and you can fill this out. If not, open up the screen and just hit save. unloading information is just like your loading information screen, except there's a signature on the top for completed delivery signature. That is not a required field. If they sign your bill of lading, please just have them continue signing your bill of lading, and you can leave that field blank. Here in the BOL number, we're going to enter that BOL number again and take another picture of our paperwork. If you got a signature on your bill of lading, please scan that in again, just so that we have a proof of delivery with a signature on it. There it is. Take your picture, verify it can look good and somebody can read it, and then go ahead and save. And now at your bottom, you do have a net quantity field. We're going to go ahead and put in 50,000 pounds again. And save. Again, double check, make sure everything is correct, then save. Same thing on your unloading time. Please enter in your total time that you're there, even if it is only 10, 15 minutes. We're going to do this one at 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. I was there for 1 hour. Since we were only there for 1 hour, we're not going to put a reason for delay. But again, if you are there for 3-4 hours, you need to get paid for that. Please put in a reason for why you were delayed. Once you're completed, go ahead and save. Again, next two screens, accessorial and references. These are not required and will be leaving. Please just open these up and save. Now we're going to depart. All right, we do have one last stop, which is the Trimac back at the Trimac yard. Again, if this stop is not correct and you know you're not going back to that stop, please let dispatch know so they can update it to your correct stop. But this does need to be completed to end the trip. So we're going to click in there. We're going to go ahead and arrive. All right, so this trip is prompting us to do a drop trailer. So it is going to give us a DVIR and a drop trailer. This does not mean you have to physically drop your trailer in the yard. If you keep your same trailer every day, you know for a fact you're going to keep that same trailer tomorrow. You can stay hooked to it. You do not have to physically drop it. This is just helping you out to do your post trip at the end of the day. You're not having to bounce around screens. You can do your DVIR post trip here in the workflow. So you'll fill out your DVIR. Again, you do have to do at least one piece of equipment. Fill that out, go ahead and hit finish, and then drop trailer. Again, stay hooked to your trailer if you know you are keeping this same trailer tomorrow. It's just to make it easier for doing your DVIRs and your post trips. Not every trip will have these prompts on it. Sometimes when it's a end empty trip, you'll get to the screen and all you will see is accessorial pay, acknowledgement, and end trip. You may not even see these every trip. All right, so we're going to do accessorial pay. Top 5 fields are strictly hourly work. Do not enter anything in these top 5 fields if you do not get paid hourly. And that does not count detention. Your detention time will be on those loading and unloading times. Scroll down past those first 5 fields. You will see plenty of other options here to get paid additional pay if you need to. Where it says please select, you'll select there. You'll see there's options for breakdown, pre-trip, post-trip, shift differential, anything that you need to get paid additional pay for, you can enter that here. Quick example will be reimbursement. You can click on reimbursement. Say you picked up some wiper fluid along the way, you need to be reimbursed for, you'll select reimbursement, type in how much that product cost. There is a unit of measure selection as well. There's only 2 options. It will be flat or hours. So for this example, being reimbursed, you'll select flat. And then type in the reason there for why you're needing to be reimbursed. Another example is, I've heard a couple of calls already, is a breakdown. If you have a breakdown, you're heading back to the yard at the end of your day, you have to pull over to get a tire fixed. It takes you a couple hours. You'll select pay type. You will select breakdown. Here in the quantity, since you're going to type in however long you were down for, we'll type in 2.50 for 2.5 hours. Unit of measure, select hours. And then in the reason, waiting on tire repair. Any additional pay, training pay, flip seat operations. Sometimes drivers are waiting at the yard for an hour till the first driver gets back and they can get in that truck. You can maybe use that as additional pay. However, your terminal pays out additional pay. On this screen at the very bottom, there is one more camera to use. So if you need to take a picture of that receipt for that reimbursement, you forgot a scale ticket to scan in, there is one last camera on this screen that you can use to scan in paperwork. Again, double check the information you entered is correct before saving. I'm going to go ahead and save. Last bubble is driver acknowledgement. Nothing to do here except open up and save. It's just stating that the information you entered to the best of your knowledge is correct. Open up this screen and save. And once you're done, you'll go ahead and end trip. Once you end trip, it's going to take you back out to your dashboard screen. You can click on trips and start another trip if you need to. That is a quick demo of the workflow.